सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वं निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्वं निश्चलतत्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरा।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारस्सन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। 136 नियमित मनसा अमुं त्वम् आत्मानमात्मनि अयमहमिति साक्षाद् विद्धि बुद्धिप्रसादात् जनिमरणतरङ्गापार संसार सिन्धुं प्रतरभवकृतार्तो ब्रह्मरूपेण संस्थः. We have already seen this. How do you recognize the Brahman? Niyamita manum manasa, by a controlled mind. Tvam swam atmanam atmani ayam ahamiti sakshat viddhi. May you recognize your Swarupa as this is what is all that is there. Buddhi prasadat, by Ishvara prasada, Brahma buddhi prasadat, you gain that. And how does it help you? Yanimarana taranga apara samsara sindhum pratarabhava kritartaha brahma rupena samstaha. This whole samsara, which comprises of Vyarna Varana and all the other implications of it, may you cross that ocean by gaining this Brahma Sakshatkara. Now 137. Atranatmani ahamiti matirbandha yeshosya vumsaha prapto jnanat janana marana kleta sampada hetuhu yenaivayam vapuridam asat satyamityatma buddhya pushyatyukshatyavati विषयैस्तन्तुभिः कोशकृतकृत्वते. अत्र मनात्मनि अहमिति मतिः बन्धः एषः अस्य पुंसः प्राप्तः अज्ञानात् जननमरणक्लेश सम्पादहेतुः येन एव अयं वपुः इदम् असत् सत्यम् इति आत्मबुद्ध्या पुष्यति उक्षति अवति विषयैः तन्तुभिः कोशकृद्वत्. Tantubihi koshakrit. The caterpillar gets caught in its cocoon, is bound. That is a drishtanta given. Tantu means thread. So the thread spun by the caterpillar becomes the cocoon in which it is itself bound. Like that, anatmani aham iti matihi. So there is a tadatmya buddhi with the non-self. Whatever is not me, I am identifying myself with that. Anatmani ahamiti matihi. I am this is a superimposition that happens on self, which is independent of everything, as though I am limited being. Ahamiti matihi bandaha yeshaha asya pumsaha. That is what is the bondage. Just like caterpillar spins a cocoon through the threads, likewise this person who is unlimited, Paramatma, gets limited because of identification with the non-I. Bandhaha yeshaha asya pumsaha praptaha ajnanat janana marana klesha sampada hetu. Ajnanat, by this ignorance, there is birth, death, and all this klesha, miseries, or janana marana klesha, the miseries of birth and death, sampada hetu, it actually makes the person troubled by those kind of things. Yena eva ayam vapuhu idam asat satyam iti atma buddhya pushyati. So yena ajnanena, by this ignorance, by this anatmani atma buddhi, this by taking oneself what one is not to be oneself. Vapuhu idam, this body which is asatyam. Vapuhu idam asat, this body which is actually not real, he or she considers it to be satyam. Iti atma buddhya, and also identifies with that body. Pushyati, he eats and then nourishes this body. Aha, I want to make this body very fit. And then every day goes to gym. Okay. Does 2 hours of workout. Then comes back, eats all kinds of great nourishment food. So that this, I'm not saying you should not do anything for the body, but there is an obsession on the body, whether it is man or a woman. Today we find there is total obsession or total disregard also. That is another problem. And there is so much sensitivity about one's body. People standing in front of mirror for hours with all kinds of makeups and all, Why? Because there is so much that you are pinning on the body. Your whole identity being this body, your commitment is to make this body look good and all that. And then over time it ages. There are wrinkles in the face. And we are not able to stand that we don't look the same. Because all your investments are in this body. Therefore, pushyati, ukshati. keeps it clean, and also put all kinds of scent, perfumes, and powder and makeup and all that. Avati protects it, keep it always in air conditioner, make sure the body is well kept. Vishayaihi tantubihi iva koshakritvat. So this body is what is seen as the self, and therefore all effort is on this body. It is accepted, body has to be healthy. Shariram adhyam kalu dharma sadhanam is what Kalidasa says, because without this instrument you can't gain moksha. It is an instrument which needs to be kept healthy so that you can lead a life which is easy and help you to gain moksha. So all the sadhanas are possible only if the body is fit. So to that extent, as an instrument, it needs to be kept up, no doubt. But here we are talking about people who are obsessed with the body, and then with the body they become happy, and when the body is received properly by people, otherwise the person becomes sad and all the time is concerned, how do I look and all that. That becomes also a problem, and all the time you identify with this body. What he says. Then 138. Atasmin tad buddhihi prabhavati vimudasya tamasa viveka bhavadvai spurati bhujate rajjudishana tato anartavrata nipadati samadhaturadhikas tato yo sadgrahas sahi bhavati bandhashrunusakhe. Atasmin tad buddhi is called adhyasa. There is, you are seeing things in something which is actually not there. We do it all the time. Everywhere we do that. No, about people we think this is how they look, therefore they will be good people. This is what the money can do for me. This is what how I look when I put on this particular dress. There is so much of adhyasa. Atasmin tad buddhi. Okay. It is there in everything. So it is the ignorance creates mistakes where you are superimposing something on something else, which creates more problem. And that is what actually causes bondage also. Atasmin tadbuddhihi prabhavati happens vimudasya tamasa by ignorance. For the one who is ignorant, the covering is what is creating the atasmin tadbuddhi viveka abhavat. Because the absence of discrimination, understanding what is what. So spurati bhujange rajju dishana, like seeing a snake in the rope. Tataha anartavrataha nipatati samadat uradikaha samadatuhu adikaha. Okay, by this wrong notion, okay, what happens? Taha asadgraha sahi bhavati bandhaha. So the asad vastu is caught, seen as real. Therefore, the bandha happens. So the whole thing is about looking at things in a wrong way. That is what is actually called Viveka also, Vairagya also. Because the whole problem is always about the coloring of our vision. In everything we actually overvalue things, superimpose. Either we add value or reduce the value. The value we attach to the house, to our car, to our reputation, to our looks, to our relationships, to the money, is more than what we should actually attach to them. The whole life, especially these days, we find it, no? People are like working and earning on their way to the glory till they die. And they just leave behind all the money. I have known so many people who have become so rich and then towards the end, all they have is only money, right? During the process, they, don't take care of what they should have actually taken care of. People around them, the psychological growth, emotional growth, right? And your spiritual growth. Everything has a certain space that we should give in our life. Not everything is not just money. That is because we give so much of importance to it. Especially the last few years, there is a lot of yearning. Few decades, I would say, couple of decades at least, people are yearning well, but then in the process, there is so much, initiative on only gaining wealth. All other things are moved to back burner. So because there is overemphasis, too much commitment is only on money. So you need to be objective about everything. The whole problem is atasmin tadbuddhi. That's why people are all psychologically disturbed. They want all the time, an acknowledgement from others. How many likes I got? How many people have, given thumbs up to my post? All these things is because there is always seeking acceptance. How are others looking at me? Posting pictures, Instagram. All these are what? Yes, and we want, because of lack of self-acceptance, we want acceptance from others. And this goes on and on. And that is where there is so much of psychological, inadequacy in the society, because everywhere there is atasmin tadbuddhi. So without Vedanta, you cannot handle a lot of these things. Ultimately, it is the self-knowledge which can make you come out of these superimpositions, cutting corners. Somehow we want, it's like our road traffic, no? Just wherever there is space, you will just, especially in most of Indian cities, it's like that nowadays. People go in wrong side. They don't obey the signals. Wherever there is space, they will just suddenly come inside. By hook or crook, you want to just achieve wherever you want to go. And the whole life becomes like that. Sense of grabbing. There is no structure, dharma. It's all because the value people attribute to all the things, the worldly things, more than what they should. That is atasmin tadbuddhi. Now let's come to 139. Akhanda nitya dvaya bodha shaktya पुरन्तमात्मानम् अनन्तवैभवम् समावृणोत्यावृतिशक्तिरेषा तमोमयी राहुरिवार्कबिम्बम्. This avarana, samavrunoti avriti shakti. This avarana shakti, okay, is the one which actually covers the self. This self is actually infinite, akhanda nitya advaya bodha shakti. Okay, it is akhandam. It is without any break, it is all pervasive, infinite. Nitya advaya. It is all the time existing and it is one without a second. Bodha Shaktiya, that kind of a Bodha Shakti, the Chinmatra Shakti. Bodha Shaktiya, Spurantam Atmanam Ananta Vaibhavam. This Atma, which is self-revealing with an Ananta Vaibhava, which has unlimited greatness. That kind of an Atma is covered, Samavrinoti, by who? Avriti Shakti, Yesha Tamomayi. This ignorance, this form of ignorance which covers Ajnanena Avritam Jnanam, this Avarana Shakti, even though Atma is Akhanda Nitya Advaya Bodha Shakti, it is all the time Bodha, it is all the time conscious, and it is no limitation. There is nothing which limits it. There is no time, space, object limits it. That kind of Atma which is Ananta Vaibhava, it's always there, it has glory which is infinite, but such a Atma is covered by this Shakti, Avarana Shakti, Ajnana. How? Rahu iva Arkabimbam. The sun is so big, but still this Rahu creates a solar eclipse. It is able to hide the sun. Though the Rahu is actually visible only because of sun, but then still it hides it. Okay. That kind of power Rahu has to hide the sun, even though it is not as big as the sun and it is actually a shadow. Actually, solar eclipse is caused by moon coming in between. Okay. So, an event is able to eclipse the sun. Similarly, this Avarana Shakti is able to eclipse in some fashion. It can't completely eclipse it. Like Rahu is not able to completely avoid all light. Still you get light, scattered light, isn't it? And you are seeing Rahu only because of sun. Similarly here also, this Avarana Shakti in a way covers the Swarupa. But then whatever is ignorance driven things are also seen only because of Atmavastu. Then 140. Tiro bhute swatmani amalatarate jovati pumane anatmanam mohadahamiti shariram kalayati tatakama krodha pravritibhiramum bandhana gunaihi param vikshepakya rajasa urushaktir vyatayati. Now what happens when the avarana covers one? Then vikshepa comes into play. Because avarana is done by tamas and vikshepa is caused by rajas. That's what he says. Tiro bhute. Swatmani Amala Tara Tejovati Uman. When the Atma Swarupa is hidden, okay, then Anatmanam Mohad Ahamiti Shariram Kalayati. By ignorance, the person looks at the Deha as me. Because you don't know who you are. Then you want to still find out who you are. You want, because you have to transact in the world. Therefore, this body is seen as me because that is what I am easily able to transact from. Tataha kamakrodha pravritibhihi amum bandhana gunaihi. So the bondage is caused by kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all that. Param vikshepakya rajasaha purushaktihi vyathayati. The rajas creates all the projection. Okay. Then 141. Mahamohagraha grasana galitatma vagamanaha diyo nanavastam swayamabhinayam tadguna taya apare samsare vishaya vishapure jalanidhau nimajyonmajjayam bhamati kumati kutsitagatihi. Mahamohagraha Grasana Galita. This shark, that is the Graha. That Mahamoha is the Graha. This huge intelligence, the huge ignorance, which is making you deluded. That is what is a Graha, shark. This ignorance is the shark because it catches you. It is so huge that it catches you and you don't get to easily come out of it even after multiple births, because it binds you by making you pursue sukha, pursue security, pursue wealth. All this is being driven by Mahamoha. You are in the spell of ignorance. There are things which attract you in this spell because it is got the knack of keeping you occupied. Even if there is nothing, you always have a cell phone to look at. That is Mahamoha Graha. And the Grasana, you are being swallowed up by that. Galita Atma Avagamanaha. So, that kind of a person, Diyaha Nanavastham Swayam Abhinayanne. The different kind of states, Nana Avastha, because there are different, you are not like one person all the time. Okay. First of all, you are playing n number of roles. You are a father, you are also a son, you are also a brother, you are also a teacher, you are also a manager, you are also a worker, you are also a Hindu, you are also an Indian. All these roles are played by you. And there are many avasthas of dhiya. Sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are agitated, sometimes you are tensed, sometimes you are grateful, sometimes you are anxious, sometimes you are peaceful. all that created by the Mahamoha, Swayam Abhinayan Tadgunataya. So you are being dragged by that. And apare samsare vishaya vishapure. This samsara, which is huge, apara, it is not easy to cross. Para means the other side, shore. In this apara means there is no shore seen. You can't get to the other side. That kind of a samsara in which Vishaya Visham is there endlessly. There are so much of Vishaya. Already there were so much when they wrote this sloka. But with the globalization, shrinking distances, the Vishayas have increased. There is so much Vishaya, your whole life is not enough. Vishaya Visha. Why is it called Visha? Because it actually kills you. The life is about reaching the goal of Atma, Brahman. Anything else is death only. Because the whole purpose of life is to gain moksha. If not, then you are baddha, you are wasting life. So Visha Ure Jalanidhau, in that ocean, Nimajja Unmajjayam Ramati Kumatihi. The person drifts up and down. Nimajja Unmajja. Okay. Bhramati Kumatihi. The person, he just keeps roaming around. Kutsita Gatihi. It's a miserable fate. This moha is what is causing the person getting pushed around in this samsara. Then 142. Panuprabha Sanjanita Bhrapankti Panum Tirodhaya Nijrumbhate Yatha Atmoditaham Kritiratmadattvam Tata Tirodhaya Vijrumbhate Swayam. Panuprabha Sanjanita Abhrapankti. Abra means cloud or sky. Here Abra Panktihi because it's cloud layer. Bhanuprabha Sanjanita Abra Pankti. The Bhanuprabha, the sun's rays, creates set of clouds because the rays penetrate. But Bhanum Tirodhaya Nijrumbate. That same cloud which is scattered is the one which is covering the sun also. Atma Udita Ahankritihi Atmadattvam Tata Tirodhaya Vijrumbate Swayam. It is the same way this Atma has created the Ahankara. That Ahankara is itself hiding that same Atma. Even though it itself is being lighted up by the same Atma only. Just like a cloud is that whole anatomy of the cloud is seen only because of the sun. Otherwise the cloud will not be visible. But that cloud only is hiding the sun also. That is 142. We will see later remaining. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.